Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing what is currently on my fragrance wish list for 2024. This year I've been doing a lot of decluttering. I've added new launches, discovered new favorites, so I have been shuffling things around a bit, but I'm still always on the lookout for those hard to find, show-stopping fragrances. I'm sure many of you keep a running wish list as well, so if there are any fragrances that you've been keeping tabs on, you've sort of had your eye on it, but you haven't purchased just yet, let me know down in the comments. I would love to read through some of your recommendations and suggestions. And I'm so happy to have Joma Shop as a partner once again for today's video. They are currently in the middle of a huge summer sale. They have a ton of luxury niche designer fragrances, always guaranteed authentic, and usually a great price anyway, but even better markdowns right now. They recently sent over Xerjoff Herba Pura for me to try. I have heard so many incredible things about this fragrance. I do already have the Xerjoff Herba Pura Gold, which has a bit more pineapple, but I had never tried the original Herba Pura. I love the glossy turquoise bottle with gold accents. It's so beautiful. The notes are definitely my style of fragrance, and it arrived just in time because I think this is the perfect, bold, just powerful date night, but still summer appropriate fragrance. And it has got to be a fragrance community favorite because I swear I have heard so many people talking about this. Within the last few months, it seems like everybody's favorite fragrance at the moment is Herba Pura, so I was really excited to be able to try it. It has orange bergamot mixed fruits described as a Mediterranean fruit basket, so sort of a summery fruit medley, if you will, amber and vanilla. And I would say this has that Xerjoff DNA. If you've tried a lot of Xerjoff fragrances, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. A lot of them have that citrus burst, some fruity notes in there, but then maybe it's the amber vanilla that is so undeniably Xerjoff. I just looked up the exact discount, and this usually retails for $270 for the 3.4 fluid ounce bottle, but it's currently marked down during the Joma Shop sale for $100 less. So that is huge savings. It just goes to show that you can look for those really incredible standout fragrances that you love, that you desire, but you don't have to pay full price. Always look for the best deal. Now let's get into what's left on my wish list. I have been dreaming about this first fragrance since I visited Los Angeles last year. It's from the brand Greve and it's called Chantilly. If you've ever smelled this fragrance, you probably know why it's here. When I was fragrance shopping that day, I was trying so many different brands that I had never heard of, but Greve was one that really stood out to me because there were so many from the line that I really connected to. I felt like they were so incredible. I could have taken home 3 or 4 of these fragrances that day. Of course, I didn't because of the price, and instead I went with Tutu Extrait, which I absolutely love. It is one of my all-time favorite fragrances in my collection now. It is a princess perfume. It is just a ballerina Barbie. Chantilly is very close to that. In fact, it reminds me so much of the berry chantilly cake from Whole Foods. You know, it's delicious, whipped cream and berries. It's very sweet and feminine, but still sophisticated and elegant. It still smells like a very luxurious, elevated fragrance. Just delicious. This is for all of my gourmand lovers. I was so overwhelmed by all of the fragrances I was trying and making that final decision of what I was going to purchase that moment that I didn't even think to try a sample, and now it's been so long since I've smelled this fragrance. I just remember what I loved about it, but it's currently on sale for like 50% off. It usually retails for $255, but it's on sale for $130, and that is just a really great steal. This one might be coming home with me. There's another cherry fragrance from Greve that is incredible. I believe it's called Duquesa. Outstanding. They have so many. What is it? Gossip Night is another one that a lot of people talk about. And they're not that easy to find. It's not like they carry this fragrance everywhere. It's not found in department stores, at least not yet, that I've seen. If this brand is not on your list of fragrance houses to try, it absolutely should be. Tiziana Terenzi is another one of my all-time favorite fragrance brands. I only have 2 in my collection, but I have so many on my wish list. The day I bought Cassiopeia, I was sniffing around trying to figure out which was the one I was going to purchase, and I was torn between a couple, but Draco was one that I almost purchased because the dry down smelled so incredible on my skin, and I was kind of going back and forth, and since then I just sort of made the decision to stick with Cassiopeia and I never looked back. But Draco is always there in the back of my mind. I remember loving it so much. I haven't tried it in a while, so I probably need to maybe stop by a store or try to get a sample. but it's been on my wish list ever since. I always think about it. It has bergamot, lemon, green notes, orange, musk, pear, vanilla, tonka bean, and heliotrope. I love pear, I love vanilla, love tonka beans, so many great things that I love in there. I remember thinking it was one of the most unique fragrances that I have ever tried, so definitely one that I need to revisit. It's really tempting me now because it's originally $375, currently marked down in the Joma Shop sale for $125. Talea is another fragrance from Tiziana Terenzi that I absolutely love. In fact, this was one that I immediately fell in love with. And then I took a look at the price tag and I thought, nope, that's not even going on a wish list because that is just way too pricey. Originally $570, marked down to $260. So still expensive, but far more reasonable than nearly $600. These are the fragrances that come with the really beautiful gold starfish right on top. This feels so Miami. I feel like it's a crime that I don't have this fragrance in my collection. It's incredible. This is a tropical fragrance dream. It opens with a burst of citrus. Keynotes include hawthorn flower, Bulgarian rose, pear, jasmine, heliotrope, ylang-ylang, which is a great tropical note, musk, Tahiti vetiver, mahogany, Tuscan oak, and oud. So very pretty, but a very powerful fragrance. This is one of those standout, wow, show-stopping head turners, but I've just been holding myself back. It's just been sitting on the wish list. And finally from the brand, this is actually the first fragrance I ever discovered from Tiziana Terenzi, Kirke. I hope I'm saying that correct. I remember smelling this in Nordstrom whenever I used to work in the beauty department, and it was everybody's favorite, and everyone would talk about how nobody really knows the brand. It's kind of small, very niche, but everybody who knew, everyone who was in the know would always just gravitate towards Kirke, and they could not keep the tester in stock because everybody who worked in the department was always spritzing it. And they had these giant candles as well, but this was the crowd favorite. It's very beautiful. I've never actually read through the notes until now. It makes perfect sense. So the key notes include pear, raspberry, passion fruit, peach, sand accord, which I'm not really sure what that is. That doesn't sound as appetizing. Black currant, heliotrope, musk, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla. So many yummy things in there. It's a soft, kind of fruity, floral, very feminine fragrance. But that combination of raspberry and peach, that is killer. That is my kryptonite. If a fragrance has that combination, I'm almost guaranteed to really love it. I have a few Amouage fragrances on my wish list. The first one is Honor Woman in the white bottle. I remember trying a sample of this years ago and I really liked it, but I'm not sure my fragrance tastes were even sophisticated enough at the time to truly appreciate it. I liked it, but I wasn't overly blown away by it. But I actually just wore this the other day because I have another little sample that I've been wearing and just sort of playing around with it and seeing if I really like it on my skin. Whenever I'm testing a fragrance sample to decide if it's something that I actually want to purchase myself and add to the collection, I like to wear it for a couple of days in different scenarios. I like to wear it out of the house around other people and kind of judge their reaction, if you will. So I'm still sort of thinking about this fragrance, but it is so bold and beautiful, and it is just the ultimate elegant, sophisticated fragrance. It has pepper, rhubarb, coriander, jasmine, tuberose, gardenia, lily of the valley, carnation. I really love both gardenia and tuberose. They're creamy white florals. And I believe when I tested this for the first time, it's because I was looking for bridal fragrances. And I do think this would be an incredible wedding day fragrance. It definitely captures the essence of divine feminine power and beauty, something that you would want to wear on your wedding day. It's a standout. So far, the only Amouage fragrance that I have in my collection is Guidance, which is very polarizing. I don't think I've ever heard a bad word said about Honor. I know this is a fan favorite. I also really love Amouage Love Delight. This is their new launch of 2024. It's gorgeous. I tried this for the first time a couple months ago whenever it first came out, and I remember thinking, ooh, that's amazing. And I was so tempted to just purchase it in the moment, but I didn't. And I'm glad I waited because I really do need to try a sample and wear it for a couple of days, get to know the fragrance a little bit, because I have heard people say that it's a little bit too light and it doesn't last as long for the price tag, which if you are spending a couple $100s on a fragrance, I think it is okay to be very, very picky. So just because I really like the scent doesn't necessarily mean it's something that I need to invest my money in. I have so many fragrances that I really love that are beautiful, but you kind of want something to be really long lasting at that price point. So I'm on the fence right now with Love Delight. It's sticking on the wish list. Another new launch that I tried, really enjoyed, but just wasn't ready to commit to in the moment is the new Initio Narcotic Delight. This is a cherry fragrance. It's very intense, just very sexy, like most of the Initio fragrances, at least that I have in my collection. I wouldn't say this was love at first sniff for me. It was more of a slow burn in that I sort of enjoyed it at first, but I didn't think it was special enough. And then as it dried down, as I kept revisiting the fragrance, the more and more it's grown on me. And now it's just sitting on my wish list, staring at me. I think too, it's more of maybe a fall winter fragrance. I just know in my heart, in my soul, that it's not something that I would be grabbing regularly right now anyways. So I don't feel like there's really a rush to go out and purchase this fragrance, although it is very incredible, very beautiful. And if you love like powerful cherry fragrances, I think you might really like this one. This is a designer fragrance I recently fell in love with, Burberry Her Elixir. I hadn't really kept up with all of the flankers of the original Burberry Her. I have Burberry Her and I really, really like it, but the other day I was shopping around and I finally tried the Elixir and I think I prefer it. I really loved the original Burberry Her and I'm not sure if it just became a little bit oversaturated, overdone. Maybe I wore it too much, smelled it too much. I think everyone was creating similar fragrances, wearing similar fragrances. I maybe got a little burnt out on Burberry Her for a while, but the Burberry Her Elixir, I feel like it captures that delicious, sparkling, sweet, addicting quality from the original, but then adds a little something extra. There's a little pixie dust in there that makes it different enough that it really does feel like its own fragrance. It's a fruity gourmand. Keynotes include strawberry, blackberry, jasmine, vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. If I was forced to choose and I could only have one in my collection, I would probably go with the Burberry Her Elixir and then get rid of or give away my Burberry Her. That's how much I love this fragrance, and it is currently on sale. It's originally $180, but it's on sale for $110, which is a really great price. The rest of the fragrances on my wish list I haven't tried yet, so I'm really not even sure they belong here, but I've just heard so many great things about them, or they seem like fragrances that I would really enjoy. So for these next two, I'm really looking for some input from you guys. There are two vanilla fragrances that I swear everybody is talking about. I see them all over social media. I hear so many people raving about them, but I'm just not sure they're truly worth the hype. The first one is Bianco Latte. It's described as an unforgettable cloud of gourmand perfection. Keynotes include caramel, coumarin, honey, vanilla, white musk. Notes sound amazing, but is this just a honey, caramel, vanilla fragrance that I already own? I don't know, is it that different from other vanilla fragrances? Escapade Gourmand is another fragrance that I hear so many people rave about. It has black sugar, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. Maybe these two are similar enough that I could pick up one, not the other. I'm still not convinced that they're so different from perhaps Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain, Kayali Vanilla 28. What else? Vanilla has always been really popular, but it is certainly having a moment where everyone seems drawn to these sugary vanilla, caramel, sort of warm, ooey gooey, but very straightforward vanilla fragrances. I hear people describe Bianco Latte and Escapade Gourmand, and I feel like, oh my God, I have to have this. And then I sort of stop myself and I remind myself that I have so many other delicious vanilla fragrances. I don't know if I'm going to be disappointed, but for now, I just feel like the curiosity has a hold on me. Another vanilla I can't wait to try is the new Nest Vanilla Bourbon Eau de Parfum. This is already available and it has great reviews. The keynotes include vanilla bourbon, brown sugar, night blooming jasmine. So I definitely don't need all three of these fragrances. I'm just trying to decide which is the one I should spring for. This I could probably get my nose on, but the other two, I would maybe just need to order a sample online. We're also getting another vanilla fragrance soon from Maison Margiela Replica, Afternoon Delight. They reached out a couple weeks ago, so they should be sending it over a little bit early. As soon as I can try that fragrance, I will share my thoughts with you. The new Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid also has really great reviews. I have not tried this yet, but it's on my must try now wish list. It's a warm floral vanilla. Still a lot of vanilla going on. Vanilla Duo, Vanilla Orchid, Marine Ozonic Accord. So this sounds like something that would be really nice maybe for daytime over the summer. I'm willing to bet this next fragrance is on everybody's wish list. This is the new Parfum de Marly launching soon. It's called Palatine, and it comes in this gorgeous purple, sort of translucent looking bottle. The keynotes include mandarin, bergamot, pear, violet petal, musk, and sandalwood. I cannot wait to try this fragrance. From what I understand, it's launching sometime in August, so it could be any day now. The bottle looks beautiful. This is part of their feminine line. You know, I was so disappointed and let down by Valaya, and I know a lot of you really love Valaya too, but it just wasn't really my style, wasn't right for me. This sounds like something that I can really enjoy and get behind, so I'm curious, I'm excited, and I cannot wait. And that is everything I currently have my eye on right now, my fragrance wish list. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked hearing the things that I'm keeping my eyes open for. If you have anything that you're really excited to try or a fragrance that has been on your wish list, drop me a comment. I love reading through your recommendations and suggestions. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face. All of the fragrances that are part of the huge Joma Shop sale right now will be tagged directly to this video, so it's very convenient to shop if you're interested. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.